Hello, everyone. Welcome to our presentation video for the web technology project. In here, we will showcase to you our project called To-Do List, where the user are able to list all the to-do or their list of jobs. But before we get into the application itself, it is required for the user to register themselves and log into the system to be able to access the feature of the to-do list. So in here, we will first have to create the account, and we have to first fill in the username form, sorry, the register form. So for example, if we can type right here, Farah, and the email can be anything, and the password must match the confirm password. And once we have clicked the sign up button, the user account has been created, and we can log in using the username. Previously we used Farah and the password. So as you can see right here, once the user has logged into the system, the To-Do app will be shown, and the explanation can be continued by Mahfud.
Okay, thank you, Aldi. I will continue. So the view for after the login page. So as we can see there, Farah, there is for a specific user login. For here, at first the user may add their task here. For example, you can add one, Aldi. Go to Office. Okay, and then assign a date, any date you want. Okay, and then save. Okay, as we can see here, it will go to the view here, and then you can go to the you may add another task. Maybe okay, clear that. Okay, assign the date. Okay, and then save. Okay, we'll add another in the table below, and then you can go for view all tasks, and then go to delete task. So in the delete task here, the table will show all the tasks that assign for the specific user. For example, here Farah, and then if you click on delete for any task, it may delete for the specific ID. You can type delete. Okay, that's for delete, and at task, the continuation will be from Rafi.
Firstly, can you go to the view all tasks, Aldi? This page is dedicated to view all the tasks for the specific user. This only the user can only view, not edit, not update, and not delete. Because this is the view page, it will get all the tasks for this specific user. In this case, the Farah to the task. Then the next feature is, can you go to the update task, Aldi? The update task is used to update the status of the task. For example, since the ID of the task is 3, you can type 3 in the ID, Aldi, and the status to in progress first, and you submit. Then it will change to in progress, and can you change to finish? Then it will change to finish. That's all for the view all tasks and the update tasks.
Okay.
So yeah.
This is the user page of the to-do list. Now we'll continue to the admin page, but first we have to log out of the user account. Now here we have registered one of the user as the admin. It is this one, and we can sign into the admin page, and it will redirect to the admin dashboard, and it can be explained by Hilmi.
Yes, so this is the admin page, and in the admin page, you have like the user list and the all tasks. So here with the user list, it's basically a list of all the users and like their data, such as their email. And the admin can also have some functions such as like that first action, which is delete. So Aldi, can you try deleting test user? So yeah, you can see that it refreshed and we have that user, so it was able to delete it. So that's like one of the functions. And then you also have the all task, which is which is just like a list of all the tasks that the user have. So here you have like the username, it tells which users, and it tells them like the name of the task and like their status. So you can basically just view the task of each users and its status. So I guess that's all for the admin page. We can continue with the other bits.
Okay, so now that we have shown all the feature in the application itself, we will continue to the explanation of the coding, especially the API. So I will first explain to you about the registration API. So it uses the post method where it will take the input from the form itself, and it will assign assign the input into the SQL by running the SQL syntax as you can see right here. Once the statement has been prepared, it will implement the it will inject the database with the input that is based on the form itself. Next is the login. It is just basically just using the select from, where the user and password, if it exists, if it matches with the user input, it will start the session. As you can see, the username, it will start the session and it will save the username data. That's it from the login API. It can be continued by Mahfud.
Thank you, Aldi. You can go to the list to do in the top, the first one. Aldi. Okay, this is for the to do username for a specific user, as we can see here. For line 17, the username statement for the username on a specific username, and then you can go to the add PHP, Aldi. Add PHP. Okay, in for this one, on the function, the JavaScript Aldi on the top. Okay, here for the first one here, as we can see on the line 30, that's where we save the usernames from the PHP session. And then we can go to the line 32 where the link for the URL passing the username from the session. And then it will show, I will go to the bottom Aldi, the bottom JavaScript. Okay, this one for the add one, for the var username PHP echo for the so the username, and then we set the status as pending as the default one, and then we append the data from the form data, and then go to the line 109. It will save the data. Maybe that's all for the add, and then we can go to the delete. First we go to the index PHP. Okay, in the index PHP, go to delete. Okay, from here, as we can see, different from the first one, here we go from the user, from the ID on the specific ID of the task, and then on the line 103, it will delete from the specific ID from the statement, delete from to do where ID equal to ID. Okay, you can go to the delete PHP. On the below, sorry, where we, oh no, on the top Aldi, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, this one. As we can see on the line 44, where the form action is on submit, for the delete input will be hidden for a specific for passing the ID of the task, and then when the button is typed for the delete on the line 46, it will go to the action where on submit delete on the script below or function below. You can go to the bottom Aldi. On this line, on line 108, for the function delete event, for the ID will be passed from the input, and then it will delete on this when the URL is connected to the API where the line is on line 117. Maybe that's all for delete and add. The next one will be continued by Raffi.
So I'll explain in the update, but in the code, can you go to index PHP, line 16 or 17, if I'm not mistaken. that's the post the mine is get up again. Yeah, that on line 16, that's the get one. Still using the to do username is it will take the username as the reference for the user where he use the database and select all the to do that are related to the username and then return it. Can you go to the view alt PHP, which the PHP? Uh, uh, can you go up? So in this, it will also still use the same method. It will have the URL link for the index.php to do the username, and it will print out all of the tasks that that returned by the API. Can you go to the index.php again, Aldi? One can go to the put for the edit. For the put, it the one difference is the test ID because the one that are being edited is the test ID and it will only edit the status. So it will get the test ID and then update the set as you can see in line 133, update to do set status to the status that we are the form. Then where ID is the test ID that return. Can you go to the update the edit php? Yeah, that update php. For this update, I'm not sure how to do it with the XML HTTP request, so I am using Ajax for this one. For the progress is, can you go below to the form first, Aldi? Again, below, that one I think. The form start from 118 till 131. So it firstly will ask for the ID and with the name plus ID, then it have a select which has option progress. Then if we submit it, as you can see in line one, the on submit, it will go to the update prog. It is the JavaScript, the Ajax above. Go to the above again, Aldi. This is the update prog. So firstly, the will be the input that that has been taken from the form with the name test ID, and it will get the value. Next, in the Ajax, the method will be put, and it will go to the link that has been put in the API index.php to do then the task ID. Then the data is the status. Then it will get, since the option is using select, it will get the select with the name of that and get the value. And if success, this page will reload itself. I think that's all from me for the update and view will pass. I think Hilmi or Aldi can help me.
Yeah, so I guess next should be the admin bit. So for the first page in admin, if you remember, we had like a list function where it lists all of the users. So for that, the way that it works is that if you see line 232, it uses like a get function where it gets the users from the database, and that's what's used for the get. And then you also have the there's also the delete function on line 296. So this works by like using the delete. It deletes it based off of the user ID. You can see on line 297. So it deletes it from the SQL, from the table users where it's like the ID. So those are for the users bit. And if you remember in the admin, we could also get the, what do you call it, the to-do, get like the to-do list. So it works similarly to how Mahfoud explained. So it just uses like a basic get to get the list of users from the using in the index PHP. Yeah, so I guess that's just like how the API works for the admin pages. I think we can continue with the next bit.
Okay, since all of the explanation has been explained, since from the application itself to how the API works, I think we can end the presentation. Thank you very much for watching, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.